hopefully our racetrack example made for loops make a little bit more sense. Nested for loops especially. What I am going to do is I'm going to show you a brief example, a simple example that we could all do together that is building a simple times table based off a for loop. We're going to build a 9x9 times table. And it goes like this. This is not using arrays. This is simply just demonstrating nested for loops. I'm going to build it where we're going to make it that a certain set of numbers go across and then down and multiply through each other. So we're going to just do a 9x9. So let's start our first for loop. For integer I, we'll start at 1. And I is going to run till it is less than 10. Till it is no longer less than 10, I should say. That is when the loop will break, when I is no longer less than 10. And we're going to increase I by 1. Make our comment, ends I for loop. Now, because it's nested or within, we're going to have our second for loop inside of our first, and it will construct properly the other portion of the times table and make the numbers run against each other. So, for example, now we have to pick a new letter here. Integer j equals 1 as well. We want j to go till it's no longer less than 10, and j to increase the same way. And we'll make this end the j loop, j for loop. Now, this is where our program gets a little tricky, because we want our times table to show how the numbers increase. So we may not have the initial correct numbers where it has 1, 1, and then finds it in the middle, but it will still print out our multiplication table. So here we're going to assign a variable, and I'll have it, we'll declare it up here. We'll just simply call it integer result equals 0, just to initialize it. Now I'll have result equal I times j. So, in the process of this nested for loop, I will be 1, j will run through all of its numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. J loop will end, it will trigger the next phase of the I loop, so I will become 2. And j will run through all of its phases again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That ends, I goes back, becomes 3. Runs through the phases again. So, to make it look like a times table, we're just going to print inside the j loop the result. Then I'm going to add a tab in here. So we'll do a tab. And then outside of the j loop, I'm going to put a blank system.out.println. And by blank, I mean nothing in the parentheses, to enter the information down to the next line. That is all we needed to build our times table. So I will run it. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Down as well. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 4 is 12, all the way to 81. If we wanted to increase it, all we'd have to do is just change either the I or the j as to how far the loop went. That is how a nested for loop works. And when we get into arrays, we'll be reading arrays the exact same way, especially multi-dimensional arrays.